Others awaken healing magic to become healers and earn their living. You awaken healing magic and immediately become a Grim Reaper. After the blood moon, anyone you touched could meet their creator right then and there. Since then, all the top leaders of the Federation started flocking to you like crazy, just to beg you not to heal them. Meanwhile, at the South Cross intersection of New Mang City, inside a small pre-sale shop that's open, you're lying unconscious on a bamboo mat. Your hands are pressed together at your chest, like you're praying. But through your white shirt, it's obvious that at least half your body has turned a dark purple-black. A butterfly the size of a millstone with emerald wings is occasionally probing its slender proboscis into your body. The man controlling the butterfly frowned and said, "Bitten by a ghost shadow bristlepig, and you waited this long to get treated? Does your shop raise and sell ghost shadow bristle pigs? Are you aware of their toxins? Do you know if the toxin affects the nerves and brain? Your young master's life has been saved. Once my detox jade butterfly extracts all the toxins, he just needs to rest a few more hours and he'll regain consciousness. But whether his mind will be clear or not, I can't guarantee it." The elderly man and young girl standing nearby had faces full of terror and worry. The old man managed to stay calm, but the girl's nerves snapped, and she broke down in tears. The healer gently stroked the butterfly's antennae and wiped the blood-stained proboscis clean, before saying, "Once I get back, I'll cancel one medical license for this year to clear out the toxins. Once he wakes up, he needs plenty of supplements to fully recover." As a wave of energy passed, the emerald butterfly vanished. An inconspicuous butterfly-shaped mark appeared on his left arm. After the man left, the old man brought a damp towel, carefully cleaned the filth from your wound. Although the young master had some intelligence issues, he probably wouldn't have stuck his hand in directly, and fed the bristle pig with the gray worm guardian. At this point, the crying girl picked up the folding communicator lying on the floor. The screen lit up, and in bold text it said, "Bitten by a ghost shadow bristle pig. Don't panic, drink plenty of hot water and take Banlingen. Then clean the wound. Find a shady ventilated spot under a tree to lie down, to prevent the body from smelling. If conditions permit, it's best to spread out a bamboo mat underneath." Seeing this post, the girl's silver teeth clenched tightly. No wonder the young master used a bamboo mat, even though he was indoors with bingling flowers. Damn it, who knows which reckless netizen posted this? Nearly got the young master killed. The more she thought about it, the angrier she got. Then something else came to her mind. She let out a quiet sigh. Her clear eyes gazed at your closed eyes on the bed. If only the young master hadn't hurt his head in that accident. Yet, right now, you are in an extremely lucid state. You can sense your surroundings clearly. Not only do you hear the elder and the girl's conversation, you can see from a godlike perspective your own body lying on the bed. You didn't expect that something like transmigration would happen to you. And for some reason you feel oddly familiar with this world. The name Ghost Shadow Bristle Pig seems like you've heard it somewhere before. Suddenly, related data pops straight into your mind. Ghost Shadow Bristle Pig, a basic insect-type beast. Unevolved individuals are mostly ordinary beasts, carrying potent neuro and blood dual toxins. You look around and spot a pot of silver blue, bingling flowers with serrated petals on the stone table. 3 squirrels with light brown long tails are sweeping the floor like feather dusters. You're all too familiar with these creatures because they're exactly what you created before crossing over. You used to be a game designer who independently designed a pre-sale game. The game's entire background and pet data were all managed by you alone. But after outsourcing the game release, the excessive pay-to-win features and steep difficulty, plus a tedious training system, left it with hardly any players within 2 years. Still, the game brought you considerable income. Before shutdown, you cleared the game using your account with only 1% HP left. In the final secret realm, you obtained a seed glowing with a faint blue-violet light. That seed left you utterly confused. You don't remember designing anything like that. But The instant you put the seed into your game inventory, time froze. When you came to, you'd already transmigrated into the game world you designed. You barely had time to gather your thoughts before your soul was stabbed with pain. That blue-violet seed had rooted itself in your soul, its glowing tendrils constantly seeking out, binding with your soul. A semi-transparent stalk also broke through the seed coat and grew upward. You felt energy in your soul, being crazily drained by the budding seed, getting weaker and weaker, on the verge of dissipating at any moment. Yet, in that instant, a surge of immense energy was fed back into your soul through the seed. Suddenly, a seductive flower with blue petals like tentacles bloomed quietly within your soul. An indescribable sense of greatness and awe rose in your heart. You clearly felt that this enchanting flower was sending you an intimacy that couldn't be stronger. Like a child waiting for school to end, seeing their mom, it's a natural closeness. A name appeared in your mind, Soljade Blossom. At the same time, you suddenly realized a figure dressed in a gold-green robe, with their whole body hidden beneath it, was wrapped by the roots of this blue flower. That figure, radiating majestic power, full of sacred and natural aura, was now as pitiful as a master knocked to the ground, looking vulnerable, unable to even struggle. Among the 29 grand cities of the new Federal Union, New Mang City is located upstream. The city is divided into upper and lower districts. South Cross Street sits at the junction between those districts, and is almost the busiest place in New Mang City. The pre-sale shop you are in, named Evolution, even deep inside South Cross Street, still does outstanding business. But neither Elder Zhang Chengwei nor the girl Zhang Ling are thinking about the shop. All their attention is focused on you lying in bed. The healer Wai Shu, who just arrived, said that the young master would wake up after a few hours' rest. But it's already the second day, and the young master shows no sign of waking up. Maybe I should call another healer to take a look. She said this with eyes welling with tears, still tightly clutching your folding communicator. Clearly, she's still holding a grudge against the poster. Zhang Chengwei's hair was already white, but after keeping vigil overnight, he seemed 5 years older than yesterday. The young master hasn't activated his soul engine, or awakened his companion beast either. No contract with any other beast either. His physical condition can hardly endure a second treatment. As a citizen of Uptown, New Mang City, he receives 3 treatments every year. Healing-type beasts and their contracts are relatively scarce, making medical treatment an extremely scarce resource. Even if Zhongling applies to the New Mang City Medical Center again, they will only send contracted doctors who specialize in detoxification. The medical bureau will not waste advanced medical resources on patients bitten by a common-level ghost shadow or a bristle pig. Both you and Zhongling were once servants your parents brought from downtown to uptown. After your parents died, the 2 of them became your attendants. Servants brought from downtown to uptown are not considered uptown residents. They want to use money to hire a healer contracted to an extraordinary level healing beast. But can't. Let's wait another hour. If young master still hasn't woken up, I'll go to downtown to find an extraordinary level healer. When Zhongling heard that, she subconsciously looked at Zhang Chengwei's left leg. Even with pants in the way, he still remembered that incomplete beast pattern in his mind. Downtown is full of dangers. Strange occurrences are common. Beastmasters like Zhang Chengwei, whose main beast or themselves are injured, are favorite prey for the weird entities. Hua Shu, let me go downtown to find a healer for young master. Yet before Zhongling could finish speaking, you, lying on the bed, had already opened your eyes. You've been able to hear the conversation between Zhang Chengwei and Zhongling all along. And you know exactly how worried they've been about you these past dozen hours. The you who crossed into this world has completely merged with the boy named Zhang Yi here. Fusion complete. After receiving the memories, you have no doubt of their loyalty to you. Their relationship is more like family than that of master and servant. Once you woke up, nourished by the soul jade flower, you felt mentally refreshed and had a clear mind, but your body remained extremely weak. The soul jade flower within your soul was barely blooming and craved energy intensely. If no energy is provided, it will enter dormancy. So you braced yourself on the bed with your hand and sat up straight. Your movement immediately caught the attention of the elder and the young one watching over you. Young master, you're finally awake. Wah, young master, wah. Seeing you awake, the lines between Zhang Chengwai's eyebrows softened, and his face showed a look of joy, while Zhang Ling burst into tears, and even began to hiccup through her sobs. Crying, Zhang Ling poured you a glass of water. She's only 14 years old, and wanted to hand you the cup like usual, but instead brought the cup right up to you. After drinking half a cup, you managed a weak smile. Hua Jishu, little Belle, you two must have been worried about me. When they heard you speak, both Zhang Chengwai's and Zhang Ling's faces showed a brief moment of shock. Because ever since that accident, when you suffered a head injury, you could act on your own, but you had never spoken since, and basically had no emotional interaction. After the surprise faded, even Zhang Chengwai couldn't help but tear up. Young master, you're finally recovered. You nodded and affirmed, yes, that's right. I've recovered. Hua Shu, little Belle. You two have worked hard over the years. As you said this, you paused, then continued, Uncle Y, I need you to help me prepare some fresh common beast corpses. Zhang Chengwai was extremely surprised and didn't know why you needed common beast corpses. In their kind of little pre-sale shop, occasionally when a beast dies, they'd freeze it first and then sell it at the market to process into various kinds of beast food. Generally, unless a beastmaster is extremely well off, very few will feed their contracted beasts with whole beast corpses directly, even though he didn't know what you wanted. Zhang Chengwai still immediately said, Young master, what kind of common beast corpse do you need? I'll help you purchase them. You thought for a moment and said there's no need to choose the type deliberately, but make sure they're fresh. Buy as many common beast corpses as you can. The soul jade flower needs to absorb life energy and soul energy. Life energy mainly comes from flesh and blood. As for soul energy, after a beast dies, some of it remains in the body. You wanted to test the soul jade flower's preferences. Although you are weak right now, having inherited this pre-sale beast shop on South Cross Street, you're quite wealthy. With Zhang Chengzhou and Zhang Ming managing carefully these years, they've saved up a sizable fortune, enough for you to spend freely. In the coming days, while feeding the soul jade flower, you'll also need to figure out your connection to it, whether it brought you through the worlds, and the emotions it expressed toward you weren't just simple symbiosis, but something more like an intense, possessive familial bond. It's even tighter than a contract. While Zhang Chengwai went to buy common beast corpses, Zhang Ling stood by you with a cup of water and fixed her longing gaze on you. The excitement still lingered in her eyes. But aside from excitement, there was also a touch of shyness and nervousness. She used to treat you like an older brother, but in recent years, she'd become used to your dazed and simple self, now that your mind had returned. She was actually worried she might do something wrong and make you dislike her. You easily saw through her thoughts. On the one hand, as an experienced person, it's not hard to guess what a young girl is thinking. On the other hand, because of the soul jade flower, your sense of the outside world became more acute. Little Belle, if I'm not mistaken, your 14th birthday was 6 months ago. It's about time to awaken your soul's contract beast and try to awaken your life-bound jade beast. For your contract beast, I'll order you a red dress later. For now, just wear white. Hang in there for a bit. Your contract beast, stopped by your voice, obediently put down the knife in her hand and stood by your side. At that moment, while outside, Zhang Chengwai, who went to buy common beast corpses, walked back in. As soon as he stepped into the shop, Zhang Chengwai was taken aback. He felt your temperament had changed. It was clearly the same handsome face, but now with an added touch of nobility. And yet, despite the new nobility, your natural approachability was unaffected, and the red-clad contract beast by your side amazed him even more. But thinking of your looks, the puppet's appearance made perfect sense. Young master, I only managed to buy about 300 caddies of the leanest, bloodiest meat for you. It all arrived at the market today. Absolutely fresh. Please see if it's enough for you. I also ordered 500 more pounds from Boss Wong. If you need it, I'll go get it right away. Besides, I saw an insect-catching hibiscus at the market. The stall owner said it hasn't bloomed in 3 years of cultivation. It was selling very cheap. I thought if I could buy it and nurture it to bloom, it would be a huge profit. As he spoke, Zhang Changwei pulled a silk pouch from his waist and handed it to you. Immediately after, he took out a withered potted plant from the soul engine. You stepped forward, reached out to touch the leaves of the insect-catching hibiscus, and then squeezed its stem. You already had an idea of the situation. This insect-catching hibiscus was clearly trying to upgrade its quality, but because it couldn't absorb enough energy for a long time, it was stuck at a bottleneck. Uncle, being able to buy this insect-catching hibiscus, you've really picked up a bargain. Leave the care of this insect-catching hibiscus to me. Little Belle is cooking. You and he should eat first in a while. Don't worry about me. Tomorrow morning, I will take Little Belle to the Beastmaster Association for the prayer marriage. After saying that, with the silk pouch in one hand and the insect-catching hibiscus in the other, you walked toward the warehouse. Hang Ji pulled her white robe tighter around her and followed closely behind you. The warehouse was extremely tidy. You handed the insect-catching hibiscus to Hang Ji, then opened the storage bag and dumped out 300 pounds of common beast carcasses all at once. A sickening, nauseating stench hit your face. Forcing down the feeling of disgust, you turned on the ventilation and began the sorting process. You classified them by internal organs, flesh, and bones, and specifically picked out the carcasses of poisonous spiders, snakes, and the like separately. Han Ji Yu, help me extract the poison glands and spear bodies from these 3 red spear vipers. Be careful not to damage the poison glands. You already had a plan in mind. The poison glands and spear bodies of the red spear viper have a certain probability of inducing the insect-catching hibiscus to evolve into a red spear hibiscus, allowing it to gain powerful digestive capabilities and a long-range acid-spitting attack method. Immediately after, you release the thing rooted in your own soul, the soul jade flower. But in the next second, it was as if gas, time, and space were all frozen. An eerie blue-purple flower phantom emerged behind you. Thousands of filaments, like sea anemone tentacles, surrounded and protected you in the center. Facing the carcasses on the ground, the soul jade flower, which was already in desperate need of energy, showed extreme longing, but it did not feed immediately. Instead, it asked for your opinion like a child. Go ahead and eat. If you're not full, I'll prepare more for you. Upon receiving your command, countless filaments curled around the beast carcasses on the ground. Amidst the flickering blue-purple light, the life and soul energy within the carcasses were continuously drained. You felt the soul jade flower in your soul swaying with satisfaction. Between its roots, a dark, ink-like substance vaguely appeared. You immediately recognized it as flowing soul resting soil. It is a unique substance generated when the soul jade flower absorbs energy. Not only can it defend against soul attacks, but it can also promote the evolution of all things, greatly increasing the success rate of a beast's quality breakthrough. In less than 3 minutes, over 300 pounds of common beast carcasses were completely absorbed. But the soul jade flower was still hungry. So, you said to Hang Ji, who had finished processing the snake carcasses, Ji, go tell Uncle Wai to get as many beast carcasses as possible. If there are transcendent tier ones, don't be stingy. Buy as many as you can. In your view, money is far less important than increasing your strength. Not long after, Hang Ji returned with the storage bag. Master, there are over 1,700 pounds of common tier carcasses here. There is only one transcendent tier carcass. It was a relatively intact rumor essence scorpion. After you dumped out these carcasses, your gaze immediately landed on the nearly 2-meter-long giant scorpion body. This time the soul jade flower showed an even deeper interest in this transcendent tier rumor essence scorpion carcass. As it feasted, a tide of energy surged in, making the soul jade flower become even more enchanting. At the same time, a lump-like organ grew on one side of the flower, continuously compressing the absorbed energy. Before long, the lump split open, and a gold and blue seed fell out from within. The soul jade seed. You instantly understood that this was a higher level product than the flowing soul resting soil. Normally, a beastmaster's contract with a beast would consume soul power and reduce the capacity for soul skills. However, with this soul jade seed, you can directly contract a beast through the soul jade flower and induce unknown mutations during the process. Not only that, the soul jade seed can even be implanted into the life beast of other beastmasters' souls, thereby indirectly controlling the beastmasters themselves. This made you marvel at the power of the soul jade flower. Just then, a magnificent whisper echoed in your mind. This was the soul jade flower's first time communicating with you through language. It told you that through it you could perform a skill called All Things Discernment, which could present the target's status in the form of data. This was its secret. After the soul jade flower absorbed all the energy, it was finally no longer hungry and began to peacefully secrete flowing soul resting soil within your soul. You looked at the soul jade seed in your hand, lost in thought. Since this thing could be condensed again, you decided to give this first one to Hongji. There had never been a precedent for a substitute doll evolving, but you believed the soul jade seed could allow Hongji's life level to leap and become a completely new kind of life form. At this moment, Hongji felt the determined look in your eyes. My devoted master, on the road ahead, Hongji will clear the thorns for you and dedicate the rest of her life. After speaking, she took the soul jade seed, parted her vermilion lips, and swallowed it. But in the next second, a blue-gold luster continuously rippled across her body. A look of pain appeared on Hongji's face, but she gritted her teeth and curled up on the ground without making a sound. After a long time, the light dissipated. Hongji stood up. You immediately performed All Things Discernment. Beast name, Fusion Secret Doll, Genus, Puppet Spirit Family. Doll type, Beast grade, Common tier. Level, 1/10, Beast element, Deca element beast. Quality, Silver. Skill, Combat Mastery. Through observation, it incorporates the target's combat skills and instincts into its own unique characteristics. Material absorption incorporates various materials or metals into its body, making them part of its physical form. Body structure reconstructs its body at extreme speeds during combat, flexibly utilizing the absorbed materials. A look of astonishment appeared on your face. A common tier beast of silver quality. This completely shattered the recognized common sense of this world. Not only had Hongji's bloodline evolved, but her quality had also jumped 2 levels, and her basic skill had changed from non-combat memory enhancement. It became an incredible record of untapped potential. With material absorption and physical structure, these 2 exclusive traits gave him limitless potential for growth. You looked at the ground covered in energy-drained corpses, a smile appearing on your face. These things just happen to be perfect materials for Hongji. Hongji, use your material absorption ability and clear out all the spirit materials here. You noticed that Hongji's gaze was fixated on that rumor corpse. So you added with a smile, the corpse of that rumor is yours too. Receiving the command, Hongji's hands cracked open, forming 2 large mouths, and at incredible speed, he devoured over 2,000 pounds of material in one go. His body didn't change, but his movements slowed down. Obviously, internally, he was classifying and absorbing the massive amount of materials. You don't have time to wait for Hongji to slowly process everything, so you quickly took a step forward, picked up the pot with the soon-to-evolve supplement lotus, then swiftly brought down your knife, and directly threw the freshly separated red lance pit viper, venom gland and body, into the flower pot. You should know that under normal circumstances, inducing a beast to absorb materials is a delicate job for a creator. They usually have to be processed into potions first. But you're different. You have the flowing soul breath soil, which is basically a super catalyst, letting the beast skip all the tedious steps and directly and perfectly absorb the untreated material. Without hesitation, you drew a drop, and in your palm, It appeared with a texture like mercury, seeming to absorb all the surrounding light, radiating an evil yet powerful aura. The next second, you dropped it into the flower pot. Sizzle, the soil instantly began to boil. The flowing soul breath oxy immediately dissolved the viper's venom gland and body, turning them into a thick liquid, which rapidly wrapped the supplement lotus. The instant the leaf touched the fluid, the few palm-sized leaves of the lotus withered at a speed visible to the naked eye. In just 2 minutes, it was just a pot of dead grass. Yet withering means rebirth. She. 3 or 4 tender leaves sprouted from the boiling soil, growing rapidly to the size of a wash basin. Dark green leaves, covered in dark red, snake-like markings. In less than 5 minutes, a dozen jagged leaves completely covered the pot. Then 2 flower stalks snaked out like spiritual serpents, rising nearly a meter tall, bearing 2 buds even larger than your fist. This became the newly evolved red lance lotus. The flower body inherited the red lance pit viper's toughness, giving it great combat power.
But
The reason you were willing to use such precious flowing soul breath oxy wasn't for its combat strength at all. What you cared for was its otherworldly production ability. This red lance lotus can produce a large amount of digestive fluid every day. As long as it's fed enough flesh, it can secrete endlessly. And this digestive fluid is not only extremely acidic, but is also just as toxic as that of the red lance pit viper. You see, the pit viper's venom can sell for 20,000 Federation credits per 50 milliliters. You immediately started checking the stats of this newly evolved red lance lotus. Presale name: Red Lance Lotus. Presale quality: bronze. Exclusive trait: concentrated acid fluid. Enhances the acidity and toxicity of the secreted fluid. Seeing this, you could barely contain your joy. This trait means the produced digestive fluid could be even deadlier than a red lance pit viper of the same rank. After a rough calculation, with this thing, your presale shop could produce nearly a liter of digestive fluid each week, which conservatively means an easy 400,000 Federation credits. That profit is way above flipping those ordinary beasts. You immediately decided that this evolution shop needs a new way of operating. Starting today, no more reselling beasts. It was time to go high-end and go for the most profitable route. At that moment, the 2 huge buds quietly bloomed, with a rich fragrance, carrying a faint, bloody scent, like the smell of a snake nest on a rainy day. Just as you were about to put it away, the red lance lotus suddenly shook its flowers and gently rubbed your palm with its 2 blooming flowers. This scene leaves you stunned. Even if plant-type jade beasts reach silver quality, they basically possess no intelligence. But the common beast before you is only bronze quality, yet it's actually trying to curry favor with you. Keep in mind, you haven't even formed a contract with it. In a flash, it suddenly clicks for you. It's the flowing soul rest soil. You immediately pull a glass bottle out from your warehouse and try to give it an order. Spit the digestive fluid into this. A miraculous scene unfolds. This red spear hibiscus seems to understand your words. It carefully gathers its petals and precisely pours the digestive fluid into the mouth of the bottle, without spilling a single drop. You marvel at this in your heart. After interacting for another 10 minutes, you reach a startling conclusion. Beasts enhanced with flowing soul rest soil, though they won't directly become your contracted beasts, will obey your instructions unconditionally. This is absolutely fantastic news. In the future, to collect digestive fluid, all you have to do is speak. No more risking injury by forcibly extracting it. On the other side, Hongji has finally finished fusing all the materials. Asterisk clang, 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 asterisk pieces of translucent red scale armor emerge on her body, instantly forming a majestic set of battle armor, making her look like a female general galloping across a battlefield. But she doesn't seem very satisfied with this outfit. Her brow furrows, and then the scales peel away one by one, becoming thinner and thinner, smaller and smaller. Finally, they turn into countless sesame-sized plates and recombine into a long red dress with a texture like silk satin. The dress style is simple, yet it perfectly outlines her waistline. Her beauty instantly skyrockets. Suddenly, she leans forward, and a black-red scorpion tail nearly 2 meters long abruptly snaps out from behind her. This scorpion tail is slightly different from the original, evidently optimized and modified by her. She doesn't seem skilled at the movement of releasing the tail yet, trying a few more times, until the movement becomes smooth and natural. Seeing this scene, you secretly resolve that once the soul awakening ceremony ends tomorrow, you'll take Hongji to the secret realm to dominate and level up like crazy. At dinner, Zhang Chenghua goes over the precautions for the soul awakening ceremony several times, fearing that you and Zhongling won't remember. In this world, the soul awakening ceremony is the watershed that decides one's fate. It strictly divides beast tamers into different social classes. Potential depends on two things. First, whether one awakens a natal beast. Second, whether one awakens a beast tamer talent. Those who have both are geniuses rare in 10,000. But if one only gets one of the two, the value of a natal beast far outweighs a beast tamer talent. The reason is simple. If a natal beast is injured, as long as the owner isn't heavily wounded, it can recover on its own within the soul space. But once a contracted beast is injured, it requires cold, hard cash for medical resources to save it. In the danger-ridden secret realms, this expense is enough to bankrupt anyone. However, awakening a natal beast can also be a nightmare, because for a tiny minority, their natal beast mutates into a creature known as an abomination, and its owner is then called a ghost tamer. Although abominations can be raised normally, they can also devour normal natal beasts to level up rapidly. Therefore, if, during the soul awakening ceremony, someone is found to have awakened an abomination, they are immediately detained and dealt with, vanishing from the world forever. Zhang Chenghua looks at Yu and Zhongling's expectant faces, but his heart tightens. He is terrified that one of you might awaken that ominous abomination. And there's one thing he didn't dare tell you. Legend has it that true geniuses neither awaken a natal beast, nor a beast tamer talent. The kind of beast born with the power to control rules is called an order beast, and the people who command them are called the mandated. The name alone is enough to make one's blood boil. It is a peak that countless beast tamers can never reach in their entire lives. Zhang Chenghua firmly believes that this legend is not groundless. If it were fake, with the Federation's methods, they would have debunked it online long ago. He too once fantasized that he was the man chosen by destiny. Reality gave him a resounding slap in the face. So this heavy expectation, he didn't plan to place upon you and Zhongling. After all, the greater the hope, the more painful the disappointment. However, while Zhang Chenghua is losing sleep over your and Zhongling's future, he doesn't know that beneath the shadows of Southern Cross Street, a bloody hunt is taking place. 6 people in ink-colored uniforms, masked, ghost-suppressing guards, have already cornered a man reeking of thick blood, a hunched man, deep into an alley corner. The man suddenly looks up, his ordinary face wearing a smile twisted to the extreme. He licks the blood from the corner of his mouth, his voice rasping like sandpaper. I didn't cross the line. I killed that guy in the lower city. I only brought him here to eat, because I didn't want my own kind to steal my meal. His tone shifts, revealing a surge of manic pleasure. You normal people will never understand the pleasure of devouring a natal beast. That taste is way better than breeding or drugs. While he was rambling on, a cold voice cut him off directly. Do you really think we're interested in listening to your filth? Cut the crap. Number 4. Number 5, deploy the barrier. As the command is given, 4 silver spiders, covered in black-blue patches, emerge from thin air under the moonlight. They had already spun a giant web at some point. As the web manifests, the surrounding space begins to twist and tear. This void web, constructed of spatial energy, instantly isolates the entire alley from the outside world. The ghost tamer, who was just bragging about the taste, instantly turns pale, screaming in terror like a chick caught by the neck. Void web imprisonment. You aren't ordinary ghost-suppressing guards. Realizing it only now? Too late. The leader's voice is cold. You wounded 2 of our brothers. On Chessboard Street. Today is the day you die. Number 6, reinforce the barrier. Number 2 and 3, take him down. The words had just finished when this guy turns and bolts. It turns out he was thinking of escaping, having no intention of fighting the ghost-suppressing guards at all. He instantly drains all the energy from himself and his ghost beast, betting everything on one throw, to break through this inescapable net. He flees directly into the depths of Southern Cross Street in the lower city. A mist of blood quietly condenses, transforming back into that hunched figure. The figure doesn't dare pause for a second, dragging his broken body and staggering toward the deeper darkness. Suddenly, his gaze locks onto a signboard. Evolutionary Beast Shop. This is the place. He summons his last ounce of strength, grabs the railing, leaps over, and crashes heavily into the yard. If those Ghost Guard members saw this scene, they would be shocked to discover this guy wasn't running around like a headless chicken. His target was crystal clear from the very start. Your family's little shop. That's right, this ghost beast tamer named Wang Jingde came to Southern Cross Street on purpose. He usually runs a tavern in the lower district, convenient for hunting, and gave himself the perfect disguise. By delivering drinks to regular customers, he had already gotten a detailed understanding of Southern Cross Street, inside out. He had heard long ago that the owners of the Evolution Shop died in a monster lair.
Now,
There was only a somewhat dazed young boy and 2 servants, barely holding out. If he didn't take advantage of such easy prey, he'd regret it. What made him drool even more, during his scouting, was discovering Zhang Chengwei, a beast tamer with a true-born beast, whose body was wounded. That was practically served up as a feast. A beast tamer who'd been crippled, plus all the ordinary beast meat in the shop, was enough for him to recover his strength, maybe even get stronger. He knew very well. Before dawn, the main force of Ghost Guards would seal off the area. He had to seize this last opportunity to recharge, and then escape back to the lower district. Otherwise, if he landed in Ghost Guard hands, his fate would be worse than death. Thinking of this, Wang Jingde couldn't help but shudder. He originally planned to find a corner and lie low to recover. After all, that escape earlier had exhausted all his life force.
now,
He couldn't even absorb ordinary beast meat. But as soon as he climbed into the yard, before he could even catch his breath, in the hazy moonlight, he witnessed an unforgettable sight. A girl in a red dress quietly stood beside a sinister 2-headed violet Fred flower. She noticed him. She turned her head and stared at him without blinking. Her gaze was calm, but held a hint of indescribable interest. Wang Jingde suddenly felt his scalp tingle. He was all too familiar with that look. It was exactly the way he looked at prey. Even more chilling was that on this breathtakingly beautiful girl, there wasn't the slightest trace of blood energy. She wasn't alive. The next second, the girl in the red dress walked gracefully up to him and gently sniffed, speaking in a cold, ethereal voice, saying something that struck terror in his soul. You smell amazing. You seem delicious. You're delivering yourself right to me. If I sneak a taste, your master probably won't mind, right? An intense sense of danger exploded around him. I, Wang Jingde, just wanted to speak. But the girl's pale hand softly pressed against his lips. Her fingertips were fragrant, yet cold as ice. Thank you. Food cart, food cart. What the hell is this thing? Wang Jingde had no time to think. All he heard was a heavy, dull thud, and his consciousness plunged into endless darkness. Hong Ji instantly made his move, turning Wang Jingde and his strange doll into pure energy, absorbing it all as strengthening material. While digesting the material, Hong Ji had only 2 thoughts in his mind. Would Head get mad about stealing food at midnight? 2, it seemed. He'd tasted something even better than rumors. Moments later, Hong Ji returned to normal, and with a swift sound, 4 terrifying tentacles, each about 10 meters long, suddenly shot out from behind him. These tentacles weren't made of flesh, but were pieced together from countless slender bones. As they moved, the bones kept rearranging, always aiming their hardest parts outward, making them 100 times scarier than Wang Jingde's flesh tentacles. That creepy doll was now hanging from Hongji's waist, attached by chains woven from blood vessels, like a decorative accessory. Early the next morning, you open your door and see Hongji waiting at the entrance. Even though he looks the same, you can instantly tell something's changed. Before you can say anything, Hongji hands you a fabric pouch stained with blood. Looking guilty, too scared to admit his mistake, you quickly pull him inside and listen as he sheepishly explains everything that happened last night. The more you listen, the more tightly your brows knit. Cold sweat breaking out on your back? You know Zhang Chenwai's strength well. A beast tamer whose origin was wounded faced off against the bazaar. That's Song Can.
Luckily,
You made a contract with Hongji yesterday, giving him combat abilities. Otherwise, all of you would have been slaughtered last night. You wouldn't have lived to see today. Seeing your tightly furrowed brows, Hongji's voice grows quieter and quieter. Her face is full of grievance. It's already right at her lips. How could she not eat it? Just then, you suddenly looked up and stared at him with extreme seriousness. Hongji, you did a great job with this matter. Just a moment ago, you already had him reveal the strange swallowing ability. That was a dual-type ghost beast, only one step away from the fantasy level. Even though Hongji is an unprecedented silver-tier ordinary beast, she's definitely no match for that thing. If he hadn't made a decisive move and swallowed it in one bite, giving the opponent time to recover, he would have been killed instead. Hearing your praise, Hongji's face instantly lit up with a huge smile. Master, it was so delicious. I swear I didn't leave a single crumb. I even licked all the traces away. But you still felt uneasy, so you personally went to check the courtyard, made sure there was no trace left behind, and finally let out a sigh of relief. Hongji, remember, last night's events cannot be mentioned to anyone. You sternly reminded her. From now on, when I'm around, ask me before you eat anything. If I'm not here, you make your own decision. Back in your room, you opened that blood-stained storage pouch. There were lots of miscellaneous items, but only 4 valuable things. First was a potted over 1 meter tall splendid monstera. It was growing exceptionally well. The leaves blended white, yellow, and green. Very ornamental. This thing is basically a money tree. Its dried leaves sell for 200,000 credits a year. The second item was a rusted iron box. You opened it. Inside were 3 half-palm-sized iron eater beetles. These creatures can produce refined steel, greatly enhance metallic properties. As soon as you got close, the 3 iron eater beetles immediately retreated together, assumed attack positions. Seeing this scene, instead of getting angry, you were actually delighted. It meant they were laying eggs. You took a closer look. Sure enough, there were many translucent eggs piled in the corner. 1 iron eater beetle is worth 600,000 credits. It's very expensive, not because of the steel they produce, but because of their potential. As long as they're properly guided, when they evolve to the silver grade, they can refine themselves into quartz beetles. The refined product from quartz beetles is as good as hard cash at the exchange. $500,000 Federation credits, rare even at that price. These are like walking printing presses. And as the creator of the game data, you have a 100% success rate hatching their eggs, plus unique recipes to guide iron eater beetles to evolve into shadow eater beetles. What others see as a 3 million credit asset. In your hands, the potential is limitless. It's capital that could move the whole future. Then you check the remaining 2 spoils. A tavern deed you skipped directly, but that nearly 4-meter diameter, dusty, enormous wooden tub made your heart skip. A special woody fragrance rushed over, making you instantly refreshed. Even more bizarre, the wooden tub was clearly dry, but the surface started condensing water droplets soon after being taken out. This is absolutely a treasure. You already suspected what it was, but to be sure, you used the Soljad Blossom's power to investigate. The next second, it was confirmed. This damn thing is made from the trunk segment nearest the roots of an ocean fig tree, formed into a wooden sea. It takes at least 4,000 years for an ocean fig to reach this diameter. The rarity of this item is higher than the SSRs you designed yourself. Practically impossible to draw even compared to your SSR designs. That strange entity either didn't know its value or hadn't had a chance to use it. Anyway, now it's all yours. With this ocean fig wooden sea, a bold plan popped into your mind. To raise silver bell pearl fish, a special creature. Although their combat ability is 0, they will always be ordinary beasts. But they can nurture a beastmaster's soul foundation, accelerate the recovery of main beasts. For you, it's the best tool to pave the way for your future. Selling it would be short-sighted. You plan to wait until you awaken your soul foundation. And just move the ocean fig wooden sea straight into your soul foundation. Raise a small group inside. Build yourself a top-tier VIP recovery suite. After sorting your spoils, you decisively handed over the tavern deed and the strange storage pouch to Hongji. Ordered her to completely destroy the 1.5 million credit tavern. If you say no, it's no. You know well that greed is the original sin. To avoid getting entangled with that strange entity. No matter the loss, it's worth it. This move was cautious but absolutely wise. After finishing everything, you finally leisurely went to the front hall for your meal. Zhongling was busy plating the food. As soon as she saw you, she flashed her 2 little tiger teeth. Her smile was extra bright. Young master, Uncle Huahi said today we'll eat our fill. Then go join the wedding ceremony. I also made yellow braised chicken with white bread, drizzled with cream on top. Doubly delicious. She even gave you a super energetic thumbs up, obviously quite proud of her dark cuisine creativity. Your mind was still lingering on last night's strange event, so you weren't paying much attention. Just then, Zhang Chenghua came over with white bread, spoke up with a worried expression. Young master, South Cross Street hasn't been peaceful lately. Before dawn, the Ghost Town Division came twice for inspections. Those words finally let go of your anxiety. 2 inspections found nothing unusual. Great, this means Hongji handled things perfectly. That near fantasy level strange entity was erased as if it never existed. But it also sounded a warning to you. In this world, lack of power is the original sign. You have to gather strength as soon as possible. Take fate into your own hands. On the road to the Beastmasters Association, the atmosphere was a bit tense. Zhongling was full of anticipation and anxiety, her little hands tightly clutching her clothes. Young master, do you think I might not awaken anything? You reached out and ruffled her little head, smoothed out her rebellious cowlick. Your tone was calm yet powerful. Relax even if you don't awaken anything. I'll customize a path of strength just for you. This isn't just empty talk. With the data and knowledge in your mind, let alone 1 Zhongling, even 10 of you, you could turn them all into powerful figures. Your words were the strongest reassurance. Zhongling was much more at ease. But those bright eyes now held extra determination. She didn't want to be your burden. Heading to the upper city's pre-sale association. It was a long journey. Luckily, Zhang Chenwei had already called. A pre-sale car driven from the street. The driver was quite talkative. He overheard your conversation and subconsciously assumed you were a rich young master taking his sister to the ceremony and thought Zhongling was your family's betrothed girl. Have you ever heard of resonance? It's like the dreams you've been having lately. They might actually be related to your guardian beast pre-selection. As soon as you said that, Zhongling let out a surprised wow. Her eyes lit up. Uncle, is that for real? These past few years I've always had this one dream. Big Uncle, the man getting off the vehicle, was choked by those words and started coughing violently. He looked at the car window, at his hairline more receded than a bald guy's, and fell into deep self-doubt. Am I really that full of spirit? If not for the driver's reminder, you'd almost forgotten the Easter egg you set up yourself back then. Guardian beasts can indeed connect to their keepers through dreams. On the other side, Zhongling was about to share her dream, but you changed the topic with just a look. She instantly remembered Zhang Chengwei's warning. Never reveal your trump card. You and the driver stopped chatting, and soon the grand gate of the Beastmaster Association came into view. You got out of the car. After the bald driver's beast vehicle drove off, Zhongling finally leaned close to you and whispered, Young master, I keep dreaming of butterflies landing on me, but whenever I try to catch them, they fly away. Sometimes I even dream that I'm trapped in a giant cocoon, suffocating over and over. Hearing that, you immediately understood. What's the meaning of butterfly? This girl's talent might be even greater than you thought. She has a guardian beast, and beastmaster talent too, making dual awakening highly probable. Stepping into the Beastmaster Association, a staff member greeted you right away. Hello. Is this big brother bringing his little sister for a soul skill awakening? Zhongling's face turned red. She was about to explain her servant status. But you spoke up first, handed over your ID card, and said calmly, "That's right, but it's not just him. I'm also participating in the soul initiation ceremony. Just register my info. I should have 2 awakening slots under my name." Your words made Zhongling, who was clutching your sleeve, freeze instantly. She lowered her head, eyes brimming with emotion, her nose tingling. She had always seen herself as just a servant, very careful, not daring to cross the line. But you, with the calmest voice, gave her the identity of sister and respect. Being completely protected like this felt so good. The Beastmaster Association staff are all experienced people, but when you calmly announced that you were also joining the ceremony, the staff member nearly dropped his jaw in shock. What's going on? A 16 or 17-year-old teen showing up for a ceremony that's usually done at age 13. If not for the ID card checking out, he would have thought you were just causing trouble. 827 South Cross Street really does have 2 slots. He tried hard to suppress his inner shock and returned to his professional demeanor. Come with me. I'll take you to the awakening room. On the way, he routinely handed you a beautifully printed brochure. We offer soul initiation packages, prepared by star-level creators. They'll help you a lot during the ceremony. You glanced at it and smiled. Wow. From 180,000 up to 4.88 million. 5 options, all neatly lined up. Basically, these potions are, to put it simply, pricey tranquilizers to help you focus. But for soul initiation, the result is already written in your genes. It's just a process of revealing the answer. You never waste money like that. Seeing you close the brochure without hesitation, the staff got the message right away and shut up, stopped trying to sell. Just before leaving, he simply pinned 2 badges onto your chest. Your number is 314. Zhongling's is 313. As soon as you entered the awakening room, you felt what a world of differences really means. In the huge space, each spot is separated by 7 or 8 meters, so no one's awakening mishaps affect others. Most kids have a circle of anxious parents around them, especially a chubby kid not far from you. At least 15 relatives crowded around him. All the aunts and uncles showed up. A wealthy elderly lady was desperately making him drink potions, and the table was piled with empty bottles. You raised your eyebrows. Clearly, they've bought 2 of the most expensive packages, spent almost 10 million federal credits, and didn't even blink. Even if the chubby kid awakens nothing, he's already a winner in life. After all, raising a jade beast
is basically burning resources.
By comparison, you and Zhongming sat down all by yourselves, looking especially out of place. Sure enough, just as you sat down, the people around started talking. No way, coming to the soul awakening ceremony at this age. That's like losing at the starting line, right? What were his parents thinking? Mom, could he be an idiot? Sharp, thoughtless words from a child instantly made the entire atmosphere awkward. You expected this would happen. Choose to simply ignore humanity's dark side. There's no need to get angry over it. But just because you don't care, doesn't mean Zhongling can tolerate it. When the word idiot reached his ears, that girl's fist instantly clenched. The next second, just as that brat was about to say something else, bam! A loud noise. Zhongling slammed her fist onto the table. The entire awakening room fell silent immediately. Everyone's eyes, all at once, were focused on this angry little lion. Who gave you the right to call young master an idiot? You're the idiots. His eyes were red with anger, and he roared carelessly, not minding his image at all. People always pick on the weak and fear the strong. Especially in the Beastmaster Association, a place like this. No one dares to actually cause trouble. The kid who called you an idiot just opened his mouth to argue, only to have his parents quickly cover it tightly. You let out a soft sigh, walk over and gently take Zhongling's still trembling fist. The paper cup was now covered in bruises. Little Belle, your voice wasn't loud, but it clearly carried all around. The fist is your own, but when you hit the table, it hurts you. I'm the one who feels bad for you. Next time you swing a fist, make sure it's aimed at the face of whoever pissed you off. You paused for a second. Your eyes swept over the parents whose faces were ashen. A cold smile curled at the corner of your mouth. Let them say whatever they want. If, in a moment, they find out their kid awakens a creepy soul beast, they probably won't have much to say anymore. You spoke lightly and calmly, but every word hit home. You call me an idiot, so I curse your son to fail at awakening. Seems fair, it's only human. Why bother with mental gymnastics? Just go for it, that's it. In an instant, every parent who'd gossiped about you looked like their face was black as the bottom of a pot. Their teeth were clenched so tight it seemed they'd break. But since this concerns their child's future, no one dared to say one more word. Soon the awakening room was filled. 2 uniformed soul awakeners walked in. The lead female soul awakener's gaze was as sharp as a knife, sweeping across the room. All parents, please go to the waiting area in the back. If your kids haven't finished their potions, you've got 5 minutes left. She paused and added, don't let them drink too much. The ceremony lasts an hour. If you need to use the bathroom midway, don't blame me if your activation fails. The male soul awakener, acting precisely and perfectly, began checking the 6 soul energy stones in the room. Once he'd confirmed they were fully charged, he loudly announced the awakening rules. It's going to be very painful. This is the evolution of your soul. No matter how much it hurts, just endure it for me. Anyone who screams out and distracts others, you bear the consequences yourself. Once the ceremony begins, if any parents interfere, they'll be punished at minimum, or at worst we may kill you depending on the situation. The word kill spoken aloud instantly sent a chilling wave throughout the room. But in the middle of this tense atmosphere, he suddenly changed his tone after the ceremony. Record your potential, then you can leave. After saying this, he activated his soul machine. A fat, snow-white bird appeared peacefully on his shoulder. It let out a cry that seemed to echo to your soul. It snapped you wide awake. You recognized it immediately. Bloodbane soul, huh? Transcendent peak, silver quality. This assistant awakener, who looks only about 30, is shockingly powerful. At that moment, the lead awakener, the woman named Su Ye, moved. All right, time's up. Everyone, focus your attention. Take a deep breath. She hadn't finished speaking yet when her left shoulder beneath the robe suddenly burst with dazzling purple gold light. 4 furry foxtails shot out from behind her. Her pupils turned pure white, the signature ability of a legendary beastmaster. Beast mark, eyes of transcendence transformation. The next second, an overwhelming soul force instantly enveloped the whole room. All the boys and girls present, including Zhongling, almost all instantly grabbed their heads, their bodies violently, beginning to tremble. Their faces full of pain. Only you remained calm, as if just brushed by a gentle breeze. Time ticked by, second after second. A quarter of an hour later, the ones doomed to get nothing were still enduring the soul-splitting agony, while the lucky ones whose soul machines held talent had already entered a dreamlike state, beginning to encounter their destined soulmate or innate talent for the very first time. Inside the awakening room, the male soul awakener quietly said to Suye, Sister Suye, these kids aren't bad. 23 have awakened. That's over 5%. That's the highest our numbers have been in the past 2 months. Suye brushed her hair aside, smiling at the corners of her mouth. Indeed, not bad. I wonder, among these 23 kids, if any will awaken both their bonded soul beast and a talent at the same time. With a flattering tone, the male awakener rubbed his hands together. Sister Suye, my soul machine isn't good at soul vision. Can you share your vision with me? Let me get a look too. A moment later, the foxtails behind Suya turned into streams of purple gold light, linking his vision with his partner Ludong. The real world faded from Ludong's eyes, replaced by visions of those children's soul machines from the inside. The first scene. In a forest, a wild boar with a black body and white spots was grunting, rooting around in the dirt, having the time of its life. When it got tired, it slept, and after sleeping, rooted again. Ludong analyzed in a serious tone. Sister Suya, this looks like a high-yield sow, probably really fertile. Could develop it as a production beast. But Suya just rolled her eyes. The earlier someone finishes the ceremony, the weaker their potential. That pig would barely rate an F. Ludong sighed to himself. Sister Suya is as strict as ever. He couldn't help but imagine. Sister Suya, do you think there's any chance we'll host a ceremony where someone awakens level potential? Suye's tone turned instantly serious. Xiaodong, it's been 5 years. You know what S-Rank really means. Not something we can casually talk about. That's destiny level stuff. Disrespectful to the big players. Ludong's heart tightened, and he shut up immediately. Back to observing. Time ticked by, second by second. 40 minutes later, of the 23 awakened kids, 21 soul foundations had been inspected. 11 were F level, 7 E level, 2 D level candidates, C level candidate. Ludong seems a little excited. The quality isn't bad. There's actually a C level one. However, Suya's gaze had already moved past them. She stared intently at Yu and Zhongling. These two, up until now, their soul skills are still completely unknown. There's only one explanation for this, that they have extraordinary potential. It takes a tremendous amount of energy to activate. It's been a full 10 minutes since that C-level candidate completed their awakening. 10 whole minutes have passed. Now, awaken. At the very least, it'll be a B level. Suya, that C level is a healer. We should try to recruit them. Ludong reminded her. A C level healer is almost as valuable as a B level combatant. But Suya completely ignored him. Because of Zhongling's soul skill, the world finally stirred. Thunder rumbled, tearing apart the sky like a sword. A storm swept across the charred earth. It was an apocalyptic scene where all life seemed wiped out. Suya and Ludong's hearts jumped up to their throats. Is something truly bizarre about to awaken? Right at that moment, a butterfly rode in on the storm. It passed through the thunder and over the storm, dancing alone and proud. The entire raging world gradually became quiet with the flutter of its wings. Then a rhythmic heartbeat resounded. Each beat seemed to shake the sky apart. A huge shape appeared among drifting clouds. It was a pulsating cocoon. A gigantic butterfly cocoon. 2 main images. This means Zhongming has a dual awakening. The foxtail behind Suya started to sway in excitement. But the butterfly didn't land on the giant cocoon. Instead, after circling the world once, it landed in that devastated corpse-strewn land. Silvery white flames blossomed atop the bones like camellia flowers. Each skeleton, ignited by the flames, began to wobble and stand up again. Within the apocalyptic ruin, it highlighted a kind of decaying vitality. At that moment, the butterfly also turned pure black. Necromancer-type contracted beast. A beast tamer's innate talent is closely related to their main beast. Suya growled in excitement. This is absolutely a rank 1. Maybe even higher. Ludong, regarding that C-level 1, go approach Zhongling. I will handle this myself. We have to get him into the top rank of the Beastmaster Association. Not even 1 in 100,000 has potential like this. Every official organization would fight tooth and nail over someone like him. Yet, while Suya was ecstatic over Zhongming's talent, Ludong pointed in your direction, a bit of worry in his tone. Suya, it's almost an hour now. That number 314 still hasn't reacted. Could something have happened? Suya immediately turned her gaze to you. Her original anticipation turned into seriousness. The soul ceremony limit is precisely 1 hour. If it runs over, the soul core will collapse. Even legendary chosen ones, typically finish in about 50 minutes. Only 1 minute left. There was a fierce struggle in Suya's mind. Zhongling was brought by you. If something happens to you, the recruitment plan will fall apart. He'll have to take all the responsibility. He finally made up his mind, ready to stop the ritual the very instant an hour was up, to end the ceremony immediately. But right as he was about to withdraw his soul power, your soul world finally revealed a corner to him. It was a murky, dim land. The sky was endless, surging clouds. Ye tried her best to see through the clouds, but behind the clouds were just more clouds. Could it be just a regular elemental type? No way an awakening would be this late. The potential must be far beyond that. Suya forced herself to keep probing patiently. Who knows how much time passed? His gaze finally broke through the layers of clouds. Above the clouds stood a palace beyond description. The entire palace was built from green jade, light and dark weaving together, carrying a sense of sacredness, transcending the ordinary world. Rather than a palace, it was more like a miraculous cathedral. 18 emerald waterfalls fell from the heavens, washing down the long streets encircling the palace. Every single drop brimmed with vibrant life force. Suya was completely stunned by the scene. And just as he tried to get a clearer look, the next second, an irresistible yet gentle and magnificent force thrust his consciousness out of your soul world. Gasped Suya suddenly opened his eyes. His body trembled violently. His face was filled with indescribable shock and excitement. Ludong next to him was 10 times more dramatic. He looked like his soul had just left his body. Ali was stunned on the spot. Suya forced himself to calm down. His voice even trembled. Xiaodong, take everyone out of the awakening room immediately. Go register next door. Do not disturb this Lord's awakening. The word Lord? He almost had to grit his teeth to say. Ludong finally snapped out of it. He scrambled to organize the evacuation. The recently awakened children, and the parents waiting outside, were all stunned. Isn't registration usually done in the awakening room? Why does it feel like we're fleeing from a disaster? Everyone's attention instinctively shifted toward the room. The only person still with their eyes closed. Chaos erupted in the waiting area. Seriously, waking up at this age is surprising enough, but causing such a commotion too. Isn't this awakening something weirdly freaky? Ooh! Take my precious one away already. Ludong heard these stupid remarks, and his expression darkened. He pushed forward with one hand, sending out an invisible wave of energy, instantly silencing all the noise. Luckily, Ludong had some sense. He directly used his soul power to put up a shield in the waiting area. In his mind, he cursed that whole clueless bunch. If anyone disturbed you, the chosen one, that'd be a disaster. Earlier, Dong secretly probed your soul mechanism. Although he almost got swallowed by that domineering and strange soul jade flower in your soul mechanism, it let him glimpse a little bit of destiny. He guessed your order beast is highly likely to be a legendary healing type. Now he really can stay calm. Forget little Xingmang City. Even across the entire Xingxia Federation, there isn't a single chosen one with a healing type. If that's true, your future achievements are beyond his imagination. Just thinking about personally helping a future legend awaken, Ludong was so excited, he practically puffed his chest out in the sky. He was completely in a state like, my life is complete. Pure exhilaration. Meanwhile, Su Ye from the Beastmaster Association is the ultimate savvy guy. 1 second ago, he was trying to win over your servant Zhongling. The next, after learning you're the chosen one, his attitude instantly made a 180-degree turn. Come on, a chosen one outranks even the Beastmaster Association. How could he possibly have the right to recruit your servant now? If he doesn't cozy up to you now, when would he ever? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If this brand new chosen one notices you just once, life is basically set from there. Yet they have no idea how dangerous it just was for you. The so-called danger isn't about how hard awakening is, but about having to split your focus and forcibly suppress the soul jade flower inside your soul mechanism. That flower is deeply attached to you. But its possessiveness is almost obsessively insane. Just now, when Ludong and Suya tried to probe your soul, if you hadn't stopped them, their souls would have long been snacked on by that psycho beauty. Even your core jade beast, who you haven't officially met yet, was previously imprisoned by the soul jade flower's roots for competing for your affection. But now, you finally get to officially meet your core jade beast, SSS-Rank Lord. Wow, this SSS-Rank Lord. Its true form is a humanoid shadow covered in golden robes, holy and majestic, looking seriously impressive. But who could imagine that the moment you two meet, this seemingly noble and sacred lord acts like a wronged bride, whimpering and rushing straight for you. Those pitiful little emotions, definitely tattling, about being bullied by the soul jade flower earlier. And you didn't even care enough to comfort them. You're instantly speechless, almost face-palming. The soul jade flower is cold and edgy, while SSS-Rank Lord is a noble crybaby. Turns out your Beastmaster lineup is built entirely for the adorable contrast, huh? Looking at the one pouncing into your arms, now shrunk from 5 meters tall, down to just 1 meter, the SSS-Rank Lord. What else could you do? You can only hug and comfort. Be good. Don't cry. He won't dare bully you again. As soon as you reassured, SSS-Rank Lord's emotions finally settled down. And as for the soul jade flower, now that you've officially formed a contract with both, it gives SSS-Rank Lord top priority. But watching you hug the new favorite, its petals still twisted with jealousy. Right then, you move your thoughts and directly check SSS-Rank Lord's stats panel. One look leaves you absolutely stunned. Beast name, SSS-Rank Lord. Beast level, mortal beast rank. Beast class, rule system. Beast quality, no grade. Skills, revive, enlighten. Guide the target, consuming its own energy to restore wounds and purify negative effects. Rule, full authority. Eternal life remolding. Activate the target's life template. Repair crippled bodies. These abilities are downright abnormal. Revive and enlighten mean when you heal someone, you use their energy, so you can essentially turn a bunch of combat beasts into fearless warriors, letting them trade wounds without fear, with combat power off the charts. Eternal life remolding is even more miraculous. Broken arms, shattered legs, even a destroyed heart. As long as someone's still breathing, you can let them regrow everything perfectly, according to an ideal life template. This basically shatters the iron rule that Beastmasters are doomed after their core is injured. Old Pew's loyal wounds can finally be saved. More importantly, these abilities work on high-level beings too. Just imagine, among those chosen ones whose Order Beast cores are almost impossible to heal, you're a one-of-a-kind mobile fountain, hotly sought after everywhere. But wait, besides your core beast, you yourself awakened as well. Beastmaster talent, extreme reversal effect. It's simple and brutal. Any power related to you completely reverses its effect. This talent might be pointless for others, but for you it's god tier. That means your SSS-Rank Lord's ultimate life could, under your talent, instantly flip into ultimate death. Recovery becomes destruction, healing becomes harm. With just one thought, your healer could turn into the most terrifying offense powerhouse. As Su Ye and Zhongling watched expectantly, you slowly opened your eyes. Young Master Zhongling broke free from Su Ye's grasp first and rushed to your side, eyes full of worry. You've been awakening for so long. Are you okay? The ones who care most always worry about your safety, not what you've gained. You instinctively reached out and patted his head, smiling, "Little Belle, I'm fine. It went smoothly." This is when Su Ye finally dared to approach cautiously, in a tone more respectful than ever, even trembling a bit, saying to you in the middle of the crowd, "Congratulations, sir. You've awakened an Order Beast. You're the third chosen one in Xingmeng City in the last 10 years. My name is Su Ye. Becoming your awakening master is the honor of my life." Su Ye, who just passed 30, became Chief Awakening Master for the Beastmaster Association, His core beast is the potential packed soul curse fox. Someone like this is never humble. Their self-assurance is sky high. But right now, facing you, a teenage boy, his palms are sweating in nervousness. Why? Because he knows exactly how important the term Destined One is. He has met the Destined One before. But those were figures you could only look up to. He never imagined he'd awaken one with his own hands. So when you opened your eyes, the whole atmosphere changed. Even Suya felt immense pressure just looking at you. Her mind went completely blank. She had no idea what to say or do. Right at that moment, you spoke first. Your attitude was humble and appropriate. You didn't seem at all like a destined one just stepping onto the stage. Thank you, Suya. We just awakened. Shouldn't we register our potential now? After that, we're planning to head straight to the secret realm to level up. That friendly attitude of yours instantly helped ease Suya's nerves. The moment she heard you guys were going to the secret realm, she didn't think much of it. What popped into her mind immediately? Were those 3 beginner-level secret realms open to newcomers by the association? Those places are as safe as a newbie village. With B-level potential, it's nearly impossible to get hurt inside. Not to mention there are experts from the association patrolling inside, keeping everyone safe. She even felt a bit disappointed that her level was too high to get in. Otherwise, she'd want to go with you herself. So while Suya was quickly calculating how to report and immediately notify everyone about the appearance of a destined one like you, this is a huge achievement for all of Xingmeng City. Enough to give a big boost in the competition among the Federation's 29 cities. Really show off. She also asked you with care, Lord Loyalty. This is your first time going to a secret realm. Do you need me to arrange some people to go with you? You shook your head. Refuse directly. We'll go ourselves. We need to buy a few things before we leave. Just like that. With Suya practically fawning over you as she saw you off, you left the Beastmaster Association with Zhongling. Walking down the street, Zhongling's little face was covered in an uncontrollable smile. He already heard from Suya how awesome the Destined One is. He was genuinely happy for you. But what he didn't know is, your refusal to Suya just now wasn't out of politeness at all. Going to one of those 3 beginner-level secret realms. Are you kidding me? Your soul power only lets you enter a secret realm once every 3 days. Such a valuable chance. How could you waste it on playtime? The monsters in the secret realms are the perfect source for soul jade blossoms. And their corpses can also be used as enhancement materials for Hongji. It's a perfect upgrade path that achieves 2 goals at once. More importantly, you have too many secrets. Especially the Soul Jade Blossom, your game-changing trump card. You can't let outsiders see it. Plus, just a moment ago, you discovered another game-breaking ability from the Soul Jade Blossom. Universal Detection. This skill actually lets you see through Zhongling's pre-order type talent. Mother Unit Defense Reduction. Anchor a Soul Jade beast of the same species as a mother unit for shared soul power. Through this, you can form one-way contracts with other same-species beasts at no cost. Other people's trump cards are basically useless in front of you. You only need one word to describe this talent. Powerful. Normal jade beasts are contract jade beasts. Their slots are limited, and it consumes soul power. If they're raised poorly, you just have to accept it. But Zhongling is different. He can use a butterfly-type jade beast as the core, and raise a butterfly army that can swap skills anytime, with unlimited custom skills. Those butterflies whose contracts are one way are like bullets in a gun. Once you're done with them or they're not working, you can always replace them with new ones. The only downside to this approach is that it's expensive. But that's a cost you can afford for now. So your plan is clear. Before heading to the secret realm, help Zhongling settle on the core of this arsenal as the pre-order type mother unit with defense reduction. A butterfly pre-order in the soul category is definitely the best choice. While you were deep in thought, Zhongling couldn't wait and summoned his original beast, Jade Beast King Feather Butterfly, a palm-sized, inky black butterfly with black flames flowing across its wings and 4 purple-black spots at one end, like the gaze of a king. Strange yet beautiful. You glance at its stats. Pre-order name, King Feather Butterfly. Pre-order rank, Common Beast, Level 1. Pre-order category, Soul Type. Skill, Death Feather Passage. Activates the remnants of souls and corpses to fight for itself. A perfect blank slate, with unlimited potential. You then directly explained your plan. Zhao Lingdang, let's go to the rare insect trading house first. Use your talent to anchor a soul-type butterfly pre-order for defense reduction. Zhongling caught on quickly. His eyes lit up instantly. Young master, that way I'll be able to command tons and tons of butterflies in battle. You nod with a smile. That's right, and it's a one-way contract. It can be changed at any time. Once we're inside the secret realm, I'll put together a proper squad for you. As soon as Wang Yudi's future evolution path is mentioned, Zhongling starts to get conflicted again. She instinctively wants to rely on you. Young master, help me choose. This time your tone turns serious. Zhao Lingdang, you need to walk your own path. A beastmaster must be firm in their choices. Don't rush. After we go through a run in the secret realm and experience real battles, you'll naturally know the answer. You've already decided which secret realm to go to. It's not the rookie village. It's actually one of Starshine City's top 10 most dangerous level 1 secret realms. Horn Demon Secret Realm. That place has only a 65% exploration rate. People have died, and even whole teams have been wiped out. But why'd you dare go there? The power limit of that level 1 realm is set in stone. Extraordinary level powerhouses can't enter. But your Hongji, though only a common beast, its quality already surpasses the historical records. Its fighting ability is insane. A bunch of horned demons is no big deal. Even if you run into an extraordinary level boss you can't beat, you'll have more than enough to get Zhongling out safely. Hongji is your confidence. Of course, you also know, in these resource-rich secret realms, the scariest thing is never the monsters. It's human nature. You take Zhongling straight to the Zhenjiang Trading Company. This place is a local giant in New Mang City. It specializes in insect-type beasts for pre-sale. Rumor has it, as long as you pay up, they can get you even fantasy-level specimens. You'd barely stepped through the door when a well-groomed female attendant warmly greets you. But you're not one for small talk. You get straight to the point. Do you have Salvain matriarch butterflies? And get us a private lounge. My companion wants to form the contract on the spot. As soon as you say this, the professional smile on the attendant's face freezes instantly. Salvain matriarch butterfly? Isn't that recognized as gorgeous but useless? Aside from looking beautiful, none of its skills have anything to do with fighting. Raising one is just asking for headaches. She really can't figure out why this boy in front of her would specifically demand such a decorative beast. So she kindly gives a reminder, recommending 2 powerful offensive soul-type butterflies, the pre-sale white-winged Mind Butterfly and the Earth Soul Phoenix Butterfly. But little does she know, you only picked her because you're a walking encyclopedia on pre-sale beasts, and you want the one that's considered useless. Both the white-winged Mind Butterfly and Earth Soul Phoenix Butterfly are strong, but their skills are too attack-focused. They're not pure. What you've mapped out for Zhongling requires an ultimate support core. A super soldier soul that can infinitely expand soul power. The Salvain Matriarch's soul infusion skill was made for this. As its level grows, the soul expanding effect multiplies. That's the perfect match for Zhongling's talent. So you smile kindly to the attendant and double down. You want the Salvain Matriarch butterfly. And also bring 40 fragment/butterflies, common beast level. Deliver them all to the lounge. Hearing how persistent you are, the attendant stops arguing and quickly returns to her warm, respectful attitude. In less than 10 minutes, the attendant has a 6-meter-long purple-gray 2-headed serpent carefully set down 2 massive glass containers right before you. That beast, called the double-headed blue aster, after putting down the containers, even bows politely to you and your group. The professionalism of a big trading company on full display. The attendant kindly explains the precautions, brings some cake and juice, then leaves the room. Looking at the Salvain matriarch butterfly before you, along with a full 40 fragmentless butterflies, Feng Lin's face is filled with shock and unease. Young master, isn't this a bit excessive? You look at him, your tone more serious than ever. Zhao Lingdang, you're not a servant. You're my partner. To me, you and Haishu are family. This investment is for our future together. Understand? The words partner and family strike like thunder, instantly hitting Zhongling's heart. Her life is given a whole new meaning at that very moment. Those words instantly ignite Zhongling's fighting spirit. Young master, I won't let you down. With that, she activates her soul engine and begins forming the contract with the Salvain matriarch butterfly, the core of it all. At the same time, at the headquarters of Starshine City's Beastmaster Association, Suye, full of excitement, is standing at the door to the president's office. A chosen one. This news could shake all of Starshine City. Soon he's brought into the office. There he sees an old man with gold-rimmed glasses, the scholarly president, Lu Jinyan, buried in paperwork. The office scene is quite a sight. A colorful bird is deftly peeling grapes for him, using its long beak to feed him. On the desk, a tortoise is in charge of, after he finishes approving a document, dipping its claw in ink and neatly stamping it. Suya sits down. Lu Jinyan doesn't even look up. Found some good seedlings at the Awakening ceremony? Bump the A-level resource subsidy up by another 20%. For a plus, just give them Starshine Academy's direct admission slot. No need to be stingy with our own people. The old president is still busy allocating resources for regular talents, completely unaware of the storm that's coming. He finishes a file and rubs his eyes wearily, still sighing over those newly opened, high-mortality secret realms. Just as Suya is about to speak, dropping the bombshell, he sees a scene that leaves him stunned. That colorful bird is sneakily sticking its long beak into the bottom of the turtle's shell, digging out two round, black things like a thief. Two round, blackish objects. He nervously glances over. But the president doesn't notice, throws his head back suddenly, and swallows them whole. Suye is totally shocked, thinking about how the president was just eating grape after grape, fed by the bird. Not long ago, his stomach starts churning. Suye just feels a tingling on his scalp. Even his look at the president gets weird. But when Lu Jinyan follows his gaze, his own stomach turns instantly. He can't help but gag. Hai Jui, how many times have I told you not to dig at Dahetao's, but do it again, and I'll nail your beak shut. Realizing his gaffe, Lu Jinyan quickly cuts himself off, clears his throat awkwardly. It's at this awkward moment that Suya finally speaks up. His first sentence freezes the room. President, at today's awakening ceremony that I presided over, one made the baseline jump for a level 1 rush. Lu Jinyan frowns. That's definitely a good thing. But Suya's expression tells him there's more to it. Sure enough, Suya goes on. But I didn't assign him a rating, because he's just a servant. The awakened one he serves has an order beast as a life-bonded beast. My soul probe was forcefully bounced back by the power of rules. This statement was like a bolt of lightning that exploded in Lu Jinyan's mind. The exhaustion and embarrassment on his face vanished, replaced by an unbelievable ecstasy. Good, good, good. He suddenly stood up, so excited he slapped the table 3 times. At last, Xingmang City has produced another chosen one. After 10 years of being held back, Xingmang City has always been suppressed by other bear cities. When it comes to the number of chosen ones, now we can finally hold our heads high. Where is that important person? Lu Jinyan asked impatiently. I must go visit at once. That important person's name is Zhang Yi. Suya answered quickly. He said he was taking his servant into a secret realm to level up, and didn't allow any attendance. So I hurried here to report to you. Lu Jinyan instinctively also thought you were entering the newbie's secret realm. He made a quick decision. Suye, as the awakened one's beastmaster, your contribution is invaluable. Come with me to meet the other important people right now. This news must be shared with them immediately. Meanwhile, you were already with Zhongling, standing at the market outside the horned demon's secret realm. Compared to the harmony and peace of the city, this place was a completely different world. In the air, there was a mix of the aura of iron and blood with a wild killing intent. Everywhere, people were preparing to enter the secret realm to get rich. Or they were beastmasters who had just come out alive by the skin of their teeth. While at the Zhenshang Chamber of Commerce, you managed to call Uncle Wawi to let him know you were safe, and tell him you'd be venturing into a secret realm for a few days. The old man on the other end of the line was so emotional he burst into tears, repeatedly saying good, for him. It meant you could finally handle things on your own, and he could finally lay down his burdens. The scorching sun was overhead now, and heat waves swept across the marketplace. Zhongling was sweating from the heat, constantly fanning herself with her hand. Young master, this sun is brutal. My clothes are totally soaked. You looked at her and reminded her with a smile. You're a beastmaster now. Try activating the beast marks on your body. Beast marks symbolize the bond between a beastmaster and their beast, and even enhance yourself. Although ordinary beast marks only give a tiny boost, they're more than enough against this heat.
Hearing this, Zhongling
Immediately activated the two butterfly-shaped beast marks on her right shoulder and ring finger. A wave of coolness instantly spread through her body, driving away the heat. She exclaimed in surprise, "It's really not hot anymore." Young master, can we use this trick to resist the heat inside the horned demon's secret realm too? Zhongling had barely finished her naive question when a big, burly, middle-aged man nearby burst out laughing, wearing a look of utter disdain. "Little girl, it's your first time at the horned demon's secret realm, huh? You think this is a picnic?" His companions behind him all joined in laughing, their eyes full of mockery. It's around 50 degrees inside the secret realm on average. In the core zone, it gets up to 65 degrees. Just relying on beast marks? In less than 10 minutes, you'll be roasted into beef jerky. The guy was getting more and more into it, raising his voice, imitating the roar of a horned demon, spitting everywhere as he talked. "Delicate newbies like you, come in here clueless. What, are you here to deliver takeout for the horned demons? They love snacking on little treats like you." Such blatant humiliation instantly made Zhongling's face flush red. Right then, your calm, steady voice rang out, instantly drowning out the surrounding noise. "You really don't need to worry about whether we live or die." As you spoke, you calmly reached into your storage pouch and slowly took out of icy blue crystal clear ice lotus flowers radiating chilly air, cradling them in your arms. "Little Ling, take out the ice lotus flowers I told you to bring." Zhongling caught on immediately, and also pulled out an identical pot from her own storage pouch that looked exactly the same. Suddenly, two waves of frigid air spread out within a 3-meter radius. It was like winter descended. The heat vanished instantly. Those are 2 pots of bronze-grade ice lotus flowers. Each one is worth 200,000 federal dollars. The entire market fell silent in an instant. The onlookers nearby looked on, stunned instead of amused. These 2 teenagers casually pulled out gear worth 400,000. The taunting middle-aged man had the smirk frozen on his face, instantly replaced by raw greed. He took a step forward, his tone turning mocking and sinister, clearly intending to threaten them. "So kids got some money, huh? But as your senior, let me give you some advice.
inside a secret realm.
The most dangerous thing isn't the horned demons. It's people. How about this? You two only need 1 pot between you. Sell us the other one for 100,000. See you in the secret realm next time. Considering this pot of flowers, our Horn Hunter squad can still cover for you." Was that a blatant robbery? Everyone around could see it. This is a classic case of pulling rank, bullying with power. But before you could even speak, a cold yet pleasant sneer came from the side. It sounded like ice beads dropping onto a jade plate. A bunch of mutts from the lower district. "Instead of worrying about others, maybe you should worry about yourselves first. Will you end up as spicy jerky for the monsters when you get back?" Before the words even faded, an unbelievable woman in a dazzling red dress stepped forward with graceful yet swift movements. She instantly appeared before everyone. She was your Red Consort. The Horn Hunter squad stared in shock. But what Red Consort said next was even more bone-chilling than a Siberian wind. She parted her red lips slightly, saying, with contempt written all over her eyes, "You bunch, already in your 30s and 40s, still mixing around in low-level secret realms like trash. You don't even have your own soul beasts. Even the monsters probably find you filthy. Not even worthy to eat. Now get lost. Don't dirty my master's sight." Her words were like a loud slap in the face, hitting every member of the Horn Hunter squad hard. This was no longer just a provocation. It was a full-on public humiliation. The 5 members of the Horn Hunter squad instantly turned beet red with anger. Their soul power erupted violently. They took up fighting stances, being called trash in front of the whole market. If they put up with this, they might as well leave this place for good. A fight was about to break out. Just then, a strangely shaped, slender ancient sword appeared out of thin air. Brilliant sword light flashed before the 5 of them. 5 locks of hair fell to the ground at once. The entire scene went dead silent. That speed, what kind of monster is this? The bystanders were all left dumbfounded. The 5 from the Horn Hunter squad broke out in a cold sweat. Their backs were soaked. They knew full well, if it wasn't for the rules set by the blind lord here, that sword just now would have cut something far more crucial than hair. It would have been their throats. The very next second, something even more terrifying happened. That blood-red figure quietly returned in front of you. She bowed gracefully. "Young master, I apologize for being late. I let a few flies disturb you." Red Consort lifted her head, revealing a pure and innocent smile on her stunning face. But her gaze passed right over you, landing on the Horn Hunter squad. "Once we're in the secret realm, I'll take care of them." That smile was even scarier than the fiercest horned demon. The 5 from the Horn Hunter squad were scared out of their wits. They gave up on entering the secret realm right away. What faith, what pride, all meaningless before death. None of that matters when you're facing death. Just as they were about to slink away, you stopped them. "Don't rush off just yet." With a half smile, you looked at the middle-aged man leading them. "Didn't you just try to buy my ice crystal flower for 100,000? The man's body stiffened. His face turned deathly pale. You gave him no chance to reply. You handed the ice crystal flower from Zhongling's arms to Red Consort. Red Consort understood immediately. She held the flower, idly twirling the sharp ancient sword in her other hand, and walked step by step toward the man. A subtle smirk played at the corner of her lips, her eyes locking onto him. She said nothing, but everything was clear without words. At last, the man couldn't take the silent pressure anymore. Trembling, he said, with a sob in his voice, "Guys, I only have 240,000. Lend me 15,000 each." In the end, he scraped together 300,000 Federation coins. He offered them up with both hands. You took the money, not even bothering to look at them again. You turned, leading Zhongling and Red Consort toward the secret realm entrance. Red Consort then casually tossed that 200,000 worth pot of ice crystal flower back to him. She turned and followed closely behind you. Cool and decisive. The extra 100,000 was the price they paid for their stupidity and greed. That was the cost of their own foolishness and greed. Secret realm entrance. The Starflash Lord's guard stopped you. "Hello, you need to register to enter the secret realm." They already registered their IDs. He needs to as well. The guard pointed at Red Consort. Red Consort replied matter-of-factly, with a hint of pride in her voice. "I'm my master's contracted beast." The guard was stunned. A beast in human form, yet so lively, just like a real person. You nodded affirmatively. "That's right."
He's my contracted beast.
To prove it, Red Consort focused her mind, and 5 slender ancient swords hovered in the air at her side. There was no soul energy fluctuation at all. The guard's pupils contracted. He didn't ask anything more. He just gave a standard reminder about safety precautions. "Then let You all enter the mirror-like secret realm entrance. The moment you crossed the threshold, you were hit by weightlessness and dizziness. In the next instant, the pungent smell of sulfur and brutal roars overwhelmed your senses. Young master, those are horned demons. Zhongling pointed into the distance, at two monsters running wildly toward you. He nervously took out his secret realm pass to check their info. Those two horned demons were barely 1.5 meters tall, yet their muscles were bulging, like little moving mountains of meat. The air around them was thick with savage energy. However, you glanced at the two monsters you designed yourself, without a single ripple in your heart. Deep within your soul, the Soljada flower was happily stretching out its filaments, eager for this feast of life energy. Red Consort's gaze roamed over the horned demons, finally fixing on their horns, each over 40 centimeters long. He was clearly itching to try. To him, these were the finest materials. But you didn't plan to let him make a move? Zhao Lingdan calmly, you turned to Zhongling. These two are yours. Aim for the eyes, nose, and abdomen. Zhongling took a deep breath. His fear was replaced by excitement. At the True Insect Guild, you already helped him upgrade his soul vein moth to bronze quality. His soul capacity had greatly increased, letting him form contracts with 19 blade moths. Yes, young master, he shouted. Soul power activated his soul vein. The mother moth appeared. Then 19 bowl-sized blade moths with wings sharp as knives hovered around him like blossoming iron roses. Suspended at his side, and with a forceful sweep of his tiny hand, the 19 blade moths split into two teams, transforming into two silver storms of death. They instantly pounced on the two rampaging horned demons. At the first clash with the 19 blade moths, all they managed to do to the tough-skinned horned demons was carve out 19 bowl-sized wounds. Howling in pain, the horned demons let out crazed screams. Their massive forelimbs swept viciously toward the moth swarm. Right at that moment, an unexpected change occurred. The hit blade moths weren't smashed, but instead, with a crisp snap mid-air, instantly disintegrated, splitting into more than 10 smaller entities. The skill blade fragment transformation turned stones into canvases. In the blink of an eye, 19 fragmented blade butterflies split into nearly 300 smaller, swifter blades. They moved like a rain of swords obeying a single command, forming a dazzling and deadly metal storm, sweeping toward the two corneal creatures once again. Blades flashed fiercely, weaving back and forth. Energy waves radiated everywhere. In less than a minute, the battle was over. Both corneal creatures completely lost all signs of life. Their bodies were continuously cut by the blade butterflies, turning into scattered bones and tissue. The remaining energy gradually dissipated into the air. Zhongling's eyes widened, stunned by the bloody and shocking scene before him.
He knew he had grown stronger,
But never imagined he could unleash such terrifying power. Wow, I really am this powerful. Look at those arrows flying everywhere. All sorts of items. His stomach churned, but his expression was unusually calm. You're well aware. This is the world of beast tamers. If you don't tear their bones out today, tomorrow they'll be tearing your flesh apart. You force yourself to suppress your physical discomfort, not out of fear, but to adapt faster to these rules. You see Zhongling's excitement and nod approvingly. You nod your head. You're indeed very strong now, and you'll only get stronger. You've already seen through Zhongling's talent. Otherwise, you wouldn't consider him a teammate to fight alongside. Once we're out of the secret realm, I'll recruit a creator to help upgrade these blade butterflies, all to bronze quality, if we're lucky. Some may even evolve into blade butterflies. By then, even bones can be cut for you. Upon hearing creator, Zhongling's excitement turned into worry. Young master, the creators are all quite arrogant. Will we be able to recruit any? You smile confidently. No, we're not going to recruit them. Your tone is calm, but filled with undeniable authority. They'll come to us on their own. Putting aside your identity as the fate-bound, just Zhongling's demonstrated top-tier potential is enough to attract countless creators seeking strong alliances, flocking to you. In this world, Talent is the hardest currency. The moment the corneal creatures died, the soul jade flower in your soul sent an urgent request. Like a kid seeing candy. With your permission, several slender flower filaments reached out from the void, like the tentacles of a sea anemone, silently piercing into the corneal creatures' skeletons, extracting the remaining life and soul energy, draining them completely. Once finished, it's time for the next gourmet. Hongji stared at you eagerly. You smiled helplessly, feeling more like a caretaker. Go ahead, the rest is yours. With a single command, Hongji slowly walked toward the battlefield. This time, a faint red energy band appeared around him, gracefully swept up the remains of the corneal creatures, precisely collecting all leftover matter and energy. The mysterious bloodline puppet at his waist activated simultaneously, separating delicate red threads, channeling the energy into his body by category. Moments later, the scene was tidy once again, as if there had never been a battle. No trace of combat left. In less than 3 minutes, 2 living corneal creatures, along with every trace of their existence, were completely erased from this world. Zhongling stared blankly at this sight, his worldview shaken just a little. He needed some time to adapt to this sister Hongji who wastes nothing, not even a grain of rice. While Yu and Zhongling were making a mark in the cornea secret realm, a piece of news had already exploded in the upper circles of Xingmeng City. Twin star towers at the center of Xingmeng City. A woman with short crimson hair was scooping out a watermelon the size of a basin with a spoon, while impatiently messing up the chessboard in front of her. I'm done playing. I'm done. Whenever Wen Dao plays chess with you, he loses. Such bad luck. The man in blue across from her, Wen Dao, smiled warmly and said helplessly, Zhuo, you were the one who insisted on playing chess with me, wanting to regain your pride. The woman called Zhuo guiltily took a big bite of watermelon and forcibly changed the subject. Speaking of which, it's been a long time since our new Mang city had a new fate bound. Other bear cities reportedly already have 4 double S-class monsters. Kyoto Fang family alone has 2, making up for their losses back then. The man in blue and Dao spoke calmly. The appearance of fate bound isn't up to us. All we can do is protect them when they emerge. Hey, Lin Zhuo stuck the spoon into the watermelon and said, the next fate-bound guardian. It's my turn. If you dare to snatch it, I'll stew all those sea anchor abis you raise. To help the little one get stronger, Wen Tao let out a soft cough, quietly clearing the chessboard. He had actually considered it. After all, who knows how long it'll be before the next chosen one appears. To save his sea anchor Essie's lives, Wen Tao decisively changed the subject. Azuo, you're overseeing the Ghost Guard office. Have those rats from the evil blood cult been acting up again recently? At the mention of business, Lin Zhuo's brows instantly furrowed. A scorching aura, as if it could burn the heavens, flashed and faded. It's probably one of those old geezers breaking through. Let's wait for Shanlin to return. Then we'll go with him. We'll wipe out that disgusting bunch completely. With Shuangzhu and Starleaf gone, Prosperity City can't afford any trouble. Wen Tao was about to agree, but his calm, composed expression suddenly changed. The corners of his mouth involuntarily lifted. Ling Tuo looked at him suspiciously. Did your wife give birth? You're this happy? Wen Tao had no choice. I don't even have a wife. His deep eyes radiated genuine joy. It's President Liu from the Beastmaster Association. He never comes to the Starfrost Tower for trivial matters. Azuo, congratulations. You're probably going to become a guardian soon. As soon as the words left his mouth, Ling Tuo jumped to her feet, letting out a loud cheer, and then laughed heartily, totally unconcerned with ladylike manners. Finally, I'm going to be a guardian. I wonder if it's going to be a little brother or a little sister? If it's a girl, I'll give her a pile of beautiful dresses. If it's a boy, he rubbed his chin with a mischievous smile. I'll just work a bit harder and cook for him every day. Wen Tao's eyelids twitched wildly. What did men ever do wrong to deserve such torture? He immediately spoke up. Forget the cooking. I have a newly acquired shelter, perfect as a welcome gift. Don't even think about it. Lin Tuo became instantly wary, like a protective little dragon guarding its food. I have shelters too. If anyone's giving gifts, it'll be me first. Giving resources is one thing, but I'll still do the cooking. While the two were arguing, a massive dark blue dragon, hundreds of meters long, was already circling above. Its dragon claws, Green Book, carried Beastmaster Association President Lu Jinglin, and the trembling awakened Suya into the tower. Little mudfish, thanks for the hard work. They're looking for you. Ling Tuo casually tossed half a watermelon over. The huge dragon reluctantly swallowed it whole, but deep down it was roaring for meat. I want meat! Lu Jinyuan was about to remind Suya not to be nervous, but then heard Lin Chuo's aggrieved voice. Grandpa Lu, is my cooking really that bad? And you won't let the newcomer eat it? Lu Jinyuan jolted, quickly bowed in greeting, and loudly said, Lord Weir, please don't be angry. I'm here to share good news. Another chosen one has emerged in our Starshine City. Lin Chuo's attention was instantly diverted, and she asked eagerly, Where is this person? Hurry, take me to see them. No rush, Wen Tao stopped her.
His gaze warm.
But sharply focused on Suya, his tone became solemn. You're an awakened, so you must have glimpsed the scenes within the soul machine. Can you tell which kind of rule they're connected to? This question instantly froze the air in the Starfrost Tower. Everyone's eyes turned to Suya. Suya's sweaty palms betrayed her nerves. She recalled the vibrant scene she saw, and replied with a trembling voice, Lord Purewater, what I saw was boundless vitality. If my guess is correct, this Lord's Order beast should possess rules related to healing. Boom! It was like thunder exploding within the tower. Time seemed to halt at that moment. A healing class even someone as composed as Wen Tao couldn't keep his voice from trembling. Lu Jinglin instinctively clutched his chest, his heart racing. Among all healing classes in the new United Federation, there's only one chosen one with healing abilities at present. And they don't even specialize in healing rules, it's just water rules. Even so, that lord is still, aside from the 3 emperors, 4 honors, and 5 lords, the most respected of all. A pure healing rule chosen one, with a baseline potential rating of SSS-Rank. This alone was enough to change the survival landscape for all chosen ones. It's an unparalleled honor for Starshine City. Wen Tao was the first to recover, and his tone became extremely serious. How many people know about this? Only me, another awakened, and President Lu. Suya replied quickly. We've all had professional training, and President Lu has already issued an order of silence. Before she finished, Lu Jinyuan's communicator began to ring urgently at his waist. He glanced at the message, and his face instantly went pale. Cold sweat drenched his back. He had already foreseen
The 2 lords
would want to see this newborn treasure right away. So he sent people ahead to wait at 3 rookie secret realm entrances. But the message from the communicator said, none of the 3 rookie secret realms had the person's registration info. Their identity info was instead registered at the Horned Demon Secret Realm in North City outskirts. And together with his just awakened maid, the 2 entered alone. What happened? Lin Tuo sensed something was wrong. Lu Jinyuan's voice took on a crying tone, almost shouting, That lord, they went to the Horned Demon Secret Realm. Before he could finish, a blazing rose-pink streak shot skyward, tearing through the clouds. Wen Tao was ready for battle. I'm off to rescue them. Lin Chuo's furious, urgent voice echoed across the sky. The whole central city sky, instantly covered in raging fire clouds, sweeping toward North City at a frenzied speed. Meanwhile, deep in the Horned Demon Secret Realm, having just teamed up with Zhongling, and cleared out a small group of horned demons, still unaware of what was happening. To you right now, the Horned Demon Secret Realm isn't perilous. It's just a new training ground. Your coordination with Zhongling is ruthless. The scattered Red Princess horn strikes piercing eye sockets, instantly deforming brains, slaughtering dozens of horned demons. Red Princess becomes a blood-red tornado, with Zhongling as main attacker, commanding a swarm of split-blade butterflies harvesting on the perimeter. And you, standing in the eye of the storm, as relaxed as a man strolling in his backyard. Whenever battle intensifies, you summon Resurrection Lord. Others treat healing class as a precious treasure, but you just use it as an unlimited stamina spring. Waves of revival and enlightenment buffs are scattered as freely as water. With insane buffs, Red Princess and those split-blade butterflies go full savage, completely abandoning defense, trading injury for kills, becoming two most efficient killing machines. After a whole day, standing on thousands of horned demon corpses, Red Princess and split-blade butterflies both hit level 10 ordinary beast. You feed dozens of energy cores to Sue like jelly beans. Let him get 0 kills. He also leveled up to max. All the remaining experience went to Zhongling. But what improved even faster than strength was Gorilla's transformation. This secret realm is just a dark forest stripped of everyone's skins. Along the way, there are always some scumbags who want to use you as meat shields, deliberately luring monsters over. At first, Zhongling would hesitate, but now he's even faster than you, ordering the blade butterfly to attack, tearing those scumbags into pieces with the horned demons. When killing no longer needs psychological preparation, you guys have truly graduated from the tutorial of this world. Graduated. Of course, there are also occasional glimmers of light in the darkness. To those adventurers who kindly warned you, you don't mind letting Red Princess casually take out the pursuers behind them. So in just one day, a legend was born. A boy and girl, accompanied by a woman in red and blade butterflies, are dominating the horned demon's secret realm. They can even regenerate severed limbs. Outside the entrance to the secret realm, the atmosphere is frozen to the extreme. Lord Xingmang has heavily blockaded the area. 2 figures with terrifyingly deep auras stand, and right next to them, the president of the Beastmaster Association stands respectfully. Lu Jinglin, the adventurers who barely escaped from the secret realm, can barely stand. Is the mayor about to freak out or what? A middle-aged man with a scar on his face has just come back to his senses after surviving the ordeal, bragging to his companion with spit flying. Lao Liu, let me tell you, those 2 kids are even younger than my son, with a woman in red who's even creepier than the monsters. They literally pulled us out from the jaws of dozens of horned demons, dragged us out. He slapped his thigh suddenly. Even his voice was shaking. Lao Su's foot got chopped clean off. Guess what happened? That boy summoned a glowing jade beast with a flash of white light. Lao Su's foot grew back from the flesh, just like that. It grew back. Before he could finish, a fiery red figure teleported right in front of him. That face, beautiful beyond belief, was full of uncontrollable anxiety. I am Sima Linjuo, director of the Ghost Suppression Division. He grabbed the man by the collar. Repeat what you just said to me.
Director Sima.
The man almost peed himself on the spot. This is an even scarier king of hell than Lord Xingmang. He nervously recounted what happened with you, afraid of being mistaken for an accomplice of the monsters, so he kept explaining. Sir, that man, sir. He can heal injuries in advance. He absolutely can't be a bad guy. Hearing you're safe and sound, Lin Zhuo's sky-burning rage finally cooled down a little. Wen Dao, beside him, that calm and collected man from start to finish, now looked utterly shocked. Azuo, there was disbelief in his voice, regenerating lost limbs. We might have really found a treasure this time. Lin Zhuo listened, and all his agitation instantly disappeared, replaced by high spirits. He slapped Wen Dao on the shoulder and laughed with hands on his hips. As expected of the kid I want to protect. Killed all day and still haven't. If they're not out yet, they must be aiming for the leaderboard. He looked provocatively at Wen Dao. Asked, back then your exploration rate for a level 1 secret realm was 75%, right? Do you think our kid can break 80%? Wen Dao shook his head helplessly, but his gaze was fixed on the entrance to the secret realm, eyes deep with thought. Azuo, do you think he'd be satisfied with just 80%? Meanwhile, deep in the secret realm, young master, the temperature's getting higher. We're almost at the core area. Zhongling wiped away sweat, pointing at the untapped mineral veins along the way, his little face all scrunched up, stomping in pain at the loss. It's all money. We passed so many mines, but couldn't dig any of them. If only they were in our shop, seeing how obsessed he is with money. You laughed, little Belle. Once your horizons expand, all the world's resources will be ours. You patted him on the shoulder. Your eyes instantly turned cold, looking at that dead, scorched land. Pull yourself together. All the horned demons here have been cleared out. That only means one thing. The real boss is about to show up. Before you could finish, a piercing, brutal screech ripped through the air. The ground shook violently. A terrifying beast over 10 meters long, looking like a giant lizard, was charging forward on jagged rocks. Its dark red skin was draped with heavy keratin armor, 6 thick limbs with fleshy pads. Let it traverse rough terrain with ease. It's 5 times faster than a horned demon. Zhongling instinctively took out the secret realm pass. A piercing mechanical alarm blared instantly. Warning! Warning! Detected. Tier 2 Secret Realm Elite Unit Giant Bumo Larva. Extremely dangerous. Immediate evacuation recommended. Young Master Zhongling's face turned deathly pale. It's a Tier 2 Secret Realm Elite. A transcendental level monster. This is a complete disparity in power. But you didn't even bat an eye. You sounded as calm as if judging a stray dog on the street. A baby Hongji chicken. Stop playing around. Finish it in 3 minutes. As you command, my master. Upon hearing your order, the Hongji, who had been following behind scavenging for food, curved her lips in a bold yet stunning cold smile. Having devoured over 4,000 Cornean corpses, he could hardly suppress his bloodthirsty instinct.
Ban!
Hongji transformed into a streak of crimson lightning and shot forward. In her palm, a 3-meter-long ghastly bone spear instantly formed. Using her momentum, she viciously thrusted at the giant Bumo's head. Clang, 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 clang. A flurry of afterimage-like stabs only managed to cut a dozen shallow gashes in the monster's thick, warty hide. 5 stabs could pierce the keratin layer, but were firmly locked by that extremely tough skin. She couldn't stab any deeper. After failing with her first strike, a fierce glint surged in Hongji's eyes. He suddenly hunched over, as if doing some strange stretching exercise. The next second, a truly hair-raising scene unfolded. With a squelch, 4 thick, bony tentacles, each over 20 meters long and wider than the monster's hide, burst forth from his slender back. The tentacles rocketed out at impossible twisted angles, wrapping tightly around the giant Bumo's massive body. The monster's proud keratin hammer became the perfect anchor point for the tentacles. It thrashed wildly, but was pinned firmly to the ground, unable to move. Hongji floated in midair, arms outstretched. Then, his fair, slender arms abruptly swelled over tenfold. Dark purple, terrifying muscle tissue burst forth, tearing through the skin and wrapping his arms like a cage. They were the most explosive heart muscles from Cornea monsters, valve muscles. As the dark purple muscles contracted violently, a series of shrill cracks exploded in the air. Boom, 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 boom. Nearly 1 meter long bony spikes poured forth from Hongji's mutated arms, like bullets from a heavy machine gun. It was practically a Gatling gun made of flesh and blood. In less than half a minute, over 700 razor-sharp bone legs shot out with terrifying force, pinning the 10-meter-long giant Bumo into a heap of twitching minced flesh. The monster's dying, soul-wrenching shrieks echoed. But before they subsided, the surrounding air temperature suddenly soared. Even Zhongling, still clutching a level 10 ice crystal flower, felt a suffocating wave of heat. Halfway up the mountain, a massive shadow blotted out the sky. It was an enormous bloated creature, a monstrous bat-like demon with wings spanning 7 or 8 meters. Its whole body was covered in coarse black and brown fur, and dark red patches flowed like molten lava. The true boss, the adult pterodactyl demon, had arrived. The giant Bumo was merely his hound. With his hound slain, this lazy tyrant was finally enraged. His massive body swooped down from the mountainside, bringing unbearable heat with him, diving straight at Hongji, who was still aloft. The shapeshifter demon opened its giant maw wide, spewing a sticky molten stream of orange flames, pouring down like a fiery waterfall. This corrosive fire could melt steel in an instant. But faced with this deadly heat, Hongji advanced rather than retreated. The four bone tentacles whipped up, like four giant pythons, braving the blazing downpour, and shot straight at the airborne pterodactyl demon. A hint of cruelty flashed in the pterodactyl demon's eyes. He waited to see these withered bones, reduced to ashes in his flames. But he was wrong. The moment the tentacles touched the flames, their outer layers did melt. But beneath the bones, a dazzling metallic red light gleamed instead. That was the 100-fold tempered steel you'd made Hongji devour all along. Not only did the fire fail to burn the tentacles, it actually heated them up, making them reach a semi-molten, ultra-high temperature state. These four iron tentacles, thousands of degrees hot, and extremely flexible, dug deep into the shapeshifter demon's flesh. Even with its high fire resistance, the agony of being grilled alive by molten steel forced this elite adult monster to scream in agony like a slaughtered pig. And just as the tentacles held him suspended in midair, Hongji below again raised her terrifying flesh and blood Gatling guns. This time, a full 5 cornea horns blasted out. The shapeshifter demon's tough body was completely pierced through. Like a torn, leaking sack, he fell from the sky, boiling blood splattering on the ground, melting the rock into pits oozing with lava. The battle was over? The air was thick with acrid scorched stench and blood. Gazing at the scene of devastation and the two gruesome corpses, Zhongling swallowed hard, still shaken. Young master, Sister Hongji is just insane. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, who'd believe a mere beast tamer at the base level could ever cross ranks, even skipping grades, and kill a silver-class pterodactyl demon outright? At this moment, the soul jade flower skillfully extended its filaments, happily absorbing the soul energy from those two powerful bodies. Just now, Hongji resembled a doomsday demon god, but now she'd withdrawn all her killing intent and turned back into that aloofly gorgeous lady in a red dress. She floated gently down to your side, her beautiful eyes sparkling, her face beaming with praise me. You hardly needed to say anything. Zhongling was already acting like her #1 fan, rushing over enthusiastically with endless praise, showering Hongji with compliments. Beaming with delight, Hongji couldn't suppress her happiness at all. She gently hugged Zhongling from behind, her hair draping over Zhongling's shoulders, and whispered, "Little Belle, from now on I'll protect not just Master, but also you. In this secret realm, Big Sis has got your back." Looking at this heartwarming scene before you, even days of exhaustion seemed to melt away. Hongji, this time it's all thanks to you. You gave the final, well-timed affirmation. That one sentence worked better than 10,000 from Zhongling. Hongji happily planted a big wet kiss on Zhongling's face, making the little girl's face instantly turn bright red. She glanced disdainfully at the two masses of flesh on the ground, then pouted in a braggy tone, "Master, I still have so many trump cards yet to use, but who knew these two were so weak?" As she spoke, she felt a bit unsatisfied, fingering the blood thread needle at her waist, as if to say, "You know what I mean? Looks like we'll have to catch a few more strange creatures as snacks for him." You had Zhongling's fragmented blade butterfly scout the surroundings. Once you confirmed it was safe, you gestured for Hongji to start her feast. Devouring an entire cornea demon horde, Hongji needed less than an hour, but absorbing these two transcendental elite monsters took a full 5 hours. When Hongji finally opened his eyes again, his aura was several times stronger than before.